Have you ever noticed that the moment you feel closest to her, she suddenly pulls away? It's not what you think. She isn't uninterested. She isn't confused. She's signaling something far deeper, something you've never been taught to see. Most men think distance means rejection, but that's the exact trap. The truth is, when a woman pushes you away, she's revealing her desire, her fear, and her unspoken attraction all at once. And understanding this is the key that separates men who are taken for granted from men women chase with intensity. Here's the first brutal truth. A woman's push is rarely about you. It's about her emotions, her inner balance, and her need to measure the value of what she's feeling. Every man experiences the uncertainty, the endless questioning of why she didn't reply, why she's cold, why she's distant when everything seemed perfect. But here's what you don't realize. That cold shoulder, that brief disappearance, is a test. Her way of checking if you are worth her attention without being needy or desperate. The stronger you become emotionally, the more magnetic you appear. Because attraction isn't just about presence, it's about absence too. A woman notices how you respond to her distance. Do you chase? Do you beg? Or do you remain solid, confident, and unwavering in your own life? Her push is a subtle experiment in your self-respect. Now let's get honest. Most men fail here because they confuse affection with possession. They think, if I love her enough, she will stay. But love is not a leash. It's the energy you carry when you're unshakable. When she senses your stability, your independence, your lack of neediness, her brain reacts. Her attraction intensifies. The push isn't rejection, it's an emotional gravitational pull. She's testing her own feelings, trying to understand why she feels drawn to you, yet compelled to step back. You see, desire and fear often coexist. When a woman fears losing control or being too vulnerable, she pulls away. That's not lack of love. That's raw, powerful attraction hiding behind self-preservation. Here's the next layer most men miss. Women crave emotional architecture. They want a man who has boundaries, who has a life, who doesn't orbit them endlessly. When she senses that you are fully yourself, your career, your goals, your passions, you create a tension she can't ignore. It's why she pulls away when she wants you most, because she's mentally processing, evaluating the depth of her feelings. She's asking herself, consciously or unconsciously, is he the man I can rely on emotionally? Will he remain steadfast even when I test him? And every time she pushes, she is quietly admiring your strength if you handle it with poise. Men often panic here. They overtext, overcall, overexplain, but that's exactly what triggers her doubt. Attraction thrives in space, in the unspoken, in the moments of emotional suspense. Let her distance exist. Don't try to fill it with your anxiety. Remember this. The more you chase, the faster she runs. The more you hold steady, the faster she's drawn back. Her push is a mirror reflecting your confidence, or lack thereof. And if you understand that mirror, if you see her push as a language rather than a rejection, you step into a power most men never discover. Finally, recognize her push is a bridge, not a wall. It's an invitation to observe, to measure, and to grow. Her absence is a signal that she wants depth, security, and emotional intelligence. And here's the paradox that will shock most men. The moment you stop fearing her distance, that's when she becomes irresistibly, unmistakably yours. When a woman pushes you away while wanting you most, it's a psychological dance between attraction and fear. She doesn't want a man who crumbles under pressure. She wants one who remains unshakable. The moment you understand this, your entire approach to relationships changes. Imagine her mind as a stormy sea. If you panic and try to grab her, you are swallowed by the waves. But if you remain the solid shore, the anchor in the chaos, she finds herself returning instinctively, unable to resist the pull. Let's examine why she feels compelled to push. Deep down, she is trying to reconcile her emotions with reality. She may feel strong attraction, but simultaneously fear emotional vulnerability, loss of independence, or losing control of her feelings. Her push is a subconscious strategy to manage the intensity of what she feels. Every woman has this. The ones who pull away the hardest are often the ones most intrigued, most captivated, and most afraid of their own feelings. The push is a paradoxical expression of longing. Here's where men falter, interpreting distance as a rejection. Most men respond with insecurity, overcompensation, or even manipulation. But true attraction is drawn toward men who reflect calm, confidence, and self-possession. She wants a man who can navigate her emotional waves without drowning. If you can maintain your composure, if you can let her emotional push exist without reacting impulsively, you position yourself as the emotional prize she can't resist. Now let's be brutally honest. Her push is also a measure of your emotional intelligence. It's a test to see if you understand her language, if you can read her hidden desires without needing her to spell them out. A man who grasps this can turn the push into a powerful signal of mutual connection. The stronger you are in your inner life, the more magnetic you become, the more irresistible your presence. Women subconsciously detect emotional resilience. They crave it like oxygen. Another truth most men never learn: absence amplifies desire. When she senses you are emotionally independent, when she notices you aren't waiting by the phone, she experiences a psychological pull. That pull triggers dopamine, anticipation, and even subconscious jealousy. It's biology, but it's also psychology. A woman's mind loves a man who isn't fully available, who is fully himself. Her push is her way of aligning desire with curiosity, creating tension that can't be replicated by constant attention. Finally, understand that this dance isn't about manipulation, it's about alignment. If you chase or beg, you break the tension. If you respect her space while remaining emotionally present and confident in your own life, you are building the exact connection she secretly craves. Her push, when interpreted correctly, is a signal that she wants more, not less. And the men who master this, who understand the unspoken, hold power in relationships most men only dream about. You've probably felt it: the cold text after a hot date, the silence after an intimate conversation, the sense that she's withdrawing when things were electric. Here's the truth: the push is a mirror to your confidence. Women sense strength immediately. If your reaction is fear, she feels it, and her attraction diminishes. If your reaction is calm, controlled, and unshakable, her desire spikes. She is drawn not to perfection, but to mastery of self. Here's why she does it. Every push is a reflection of her emotional processing. She may not consciously understand why she pulls back, but instinctively, she is gauging compatibility, stability, and security. The more intense her desire, the more intense her push. It's a paradox that few men understand. The woman who disappears emotionally after deep connection is often the one most drawn to you. Her distance is the subconscious mind's way of testing attachment, loyalty, and emotional depth. Men fail because they misread the signal. Texting constantly, questioning, or pleading only confirms insecurity. But the man who holds his frame, who lives fully in his own world while respecting her emotional waves, triggers fascination. Absence creates craving, emotional tension, and desire. The push is essentially a magnet, pulling her toward a man who isn't desperate, a man who demonstrates self-worth without words. Here's the hidden mechanism: attraction thrives on mystery, unpredictability, and respect. A woman's push tests these three things. She subconsciously evaluates: is he stable under uncertainty? Does he maintain dignity and respect? Can he remain fully himself without chasing or surrendering to fear? Her push is not punishment, it's a trial, a subconscious filter for men who are emotionally capable versus those who are not. Now let's be raw. If you can master the emotional silence, the non-reaction, and the ability to remain composed, you become a force she cannot resist. Women respond to presence and authenticity over neediness and anxiety. Your ability to weather her emotional storm without losing yourself signals high value. Her push, paradoxically, becomes her magnet for emotional safety, excitement, and masculine energy. Remember, she isn't pushing to lose you. She's pushing to see if you are worth the pull. The stronger your response, or rather the calm non-response, the stronger the pull. Her mind can't help but crave the man who remains anchored when she is turbulent. And if you understand this, you step into a realm of attraction that few men ever achieve. When a woman pushes away, it's her way of amplifying connection, not weakening it. She wants emotional tension, a spark, a sense of being drawn to someone unshakable. The push isn't a rejection. It's her body and mind saying, I am attracted, but I must see your strength. Men often misinterpret the signal and respond with neediness, fear, or control. That's exactly what diminishes attraction. The harsh truth: desire requires space. Women feel most alive when there's emotional suspense, when their mind and heart must reconcile attraction with caution. Her push is a dance of closeness and distance, a magnetic rhythm designed to elicit your best self. The more composed, confident, and grounded you remain, the more she is psychologically compelled to return, to crave, to pursue. Here's the psychological mechanism at work. She is experiencing emotional tension that triggers dopamine and anticipation. Her subconscious mind recognizes that emotional pursuit is worth investing in, but only with a man who reflects stability, confidence, and high value. A man who chases her loses the tension. A man who holds his frame strengthens it. Her distance is a measure of your value in her subconscious calculus. Another layer most men never understand: attraction grows in the gaps. A woman who wants you will always test the emotional boundaries, the consistency of your presence, and your independence. The push is an experiment. She observes if you collapse under pressure or if you expand under absence. Men who understand this dynamic turn her push into a magnet for desire rather than a trigger for fear. Let's be unflinching. The push is her silent way of saying, show me you're worth this without me having to ask. It's a test of emotional mastery, confidence, and self-respect. Most men fail because they confuse attention with value. True value is demonstrated by how you behave when she is distant. Her pull grows exponentially when you remain anchored, emotionally independent, and fully alive in your own world. Finally, understand this: her push is a language. If you interpret it correctly, you gain insights into her desires, fears, and emotional wiring. The man who reads her push, respects it, and responds with silent strength becomes irresistible. Her desire isn't weakened, it's amplified. She wants a man who can withstand her emotional gravity, who doesn't chase needlessly, and who embodies the masculine power of presence over desperation. By now, you realize the push isn't rejection, it's an invitation. The strongest attraction emerges when a man holds his ground, respects emotional distance, and understands her hidden desires. Every push tests, measures, and amplifies attraction. Women pull away when they want you most because they are drawn to strength, presence, and emotional mastery. Here's the final brutal truth: most men will never see this. They will misinterpret distance. They will chase, they will beg, and they will lose her to men who understand the unspoken. The woman who pushes is the one who feels strongest attraction. Her mind and body are experiencing a chemical and psychological pull that she often doesn't consciously control. And if you master the ability to remain calm, confident, and independent, you step into a position of unshakable power. Her push is also a reflection of your growth. It's an opportunity to refine your emotional intelligence, your self-respect, and your understanding of female psychology. Every time she pulls, you learn patience, observation, and control. You discover how desire is influenced not by attention alone, but by absence, mystery, and confidence. Men who internalize this become magnetic, irresistible, and profoundly influential in relationships. Let's be unfiltered. She wants a man who isn't desperate for her attention, a man who is fully engaged in his own life. The push creates a gravitational force that draws her in if you respond with presence, not panic. Absence enhances desire, emotional tension amplifies attraction, and psychological strength becomes the ultimate currency. Her push is not a wall, it's a door, inviting you to show the man she truly wants. So here's your personal challenge. Observe her push, measure your response, and calculate the outcome. Are you responding with panic or calm? With neediness or independence? With fear or mastery? Here's the equation I want you to solve in the comments. Her push plus your composure equals what? Think deeply, write it down, and share your answer below. If this video opened your eyes, don't just watch it, act on it. Like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this truth. Your ability to master her push will change the way she sees you forever.